What is going on, everyone? I am the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scrub, but you can call me Bailey, and today we are playing with, I believe this was a viewer-suggested deck, but frankly, it was a while back. I do not have the comment, but if you guys asked for the creator, this one is for you. This is a really interesting card, and there's a couple of different ways you can play it. A lot of times you see the creator in a Reasoning Gate deck, but I wanted to go a little bit more plain and simple using the creator incarnate, which is a pretty easy way to get the creator out from your hand. So the creator cannot be special summoned from the graveyard, but it's basically Monster Reborn on legs. Once per turn, target a monster in your graveyard, send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Particularly, it doesn't have to be a monster, and then you can special summon the target that you targeted. Creator Incarnate just tributes itself, and then special summons the creator from your hand. Not as good as the Hand of Nephthys, which, tributes itself and one other card on the field and special summons from deck. This obviously has to go from hand. That's why we're running 3 creators, because we want to make sure that this card is in our hand. You can also just tribute for it, normally using a 2 tribute, which is why we have a couple brain controls down here. Maybe, we have a monster sitting on board, brain control, and then just tribute for the creator. And then, what do you want to do with the creator? Obviously, you want to be special summoning some of the best monsters in the format and abusing the fact that you have Monster Reborn, which is a banned card. So, Demock is the easy one. This card just gets you more pluses when it's special summoned. It's a big 2800 body. Of course, you can only special summon it once, because when it leaves the field, it will be going to the banished zone, which is a little unfortunate. But if you discard this card with a Graceful Charity or something, also you can tribute for it if you need to. It's just a powerful card, which is why it is there. We have one Jinzo because we're running very few traps, and particularly because kind of not an OTK deck, but I guess you could argue this is control. I want to put the creator on the board, and then Jinzo's a great card to get back because now it turns off all traps that could maybe have gotten rid of the creator. Tribe Infecting Virus is a great card to bring back, just start wiping the board. Very unlikely that your opponent has Thunder monsters on the board. I suppose if they have Thunder Dragon, then maybe. That could be one way if trying to just put it on the board so I can't get through, but a creator can just attack over a Thunder Dragon. And then Exiled Force I thought was really interesting because Exiled Force is a great card, and if you can bring it back as a special summon and pop something and then use your normal summon, that's pretty good. Also allows us to start playing some warrior monsters. So of course we have DD Warrior Lady, Don Zalug, Mystic Swordsman level 2, Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke, and 1 Zombira the Dark. Wanted to do a Chaos version of this deck, so we have a couple of Dark monsters, really just the one BLS, so when I say Chaos, just wanted to make sure that I have a couple of Darks for the BLS, because BLS is just such a house of a card. Obviously, top decking BLS can just be so powerful, and if you can bring back a BLS, that's even more powerful. So Zombira is a searchable warrior dark, it helps us in the matchup, can put it on the board if it's a warrior matchup, just sits there being 2100, help get over Gravekeeper's Spy, which I don't say this deck has too hard of a time, but, depending on your hand, it can kind of get a hard time. Don's Lu can be pretty good to bring back, just because obviously ripping cards from your opponent's hand puts a lot of pressure. The warrior toolbox is already fantastic, the fact that you can just search whatever kind of card you need. If you need to get over a Spy, Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke is right there, assuming it's, a face-up Spy. You need to banish a Sangan or a Recruiter, DD Warrior Lady. Granted, again, you can't get DD Warrior Lady back once it's banished, but why not have extra copies using the creator? If I need that toolbox piece again, I can just bring it right back with the creator. Then we, of course, have Breaker because it's a dark and just one of the most powerful cards. It's at 1 for a reason. Sangan and Sinister Serpent is very important in this deck because it's just reusable fodder for the creator, gets to your hand every single turn. Just discard it for the creator. And then 1 Mystic Tomato, just so we can kind of help see that Sangan, and it's an extra dark. And then finally BLS to round off the monsters. The Trinity, Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, Delinquent Duo, Premature Burial, Snatch Steal. We call it the Trinity, obviously, because these are the 3 most powerful and should almost be in every single deck. I feel like these 2 cards, the Quintinity, I feel like these 5 are just so powerful. And then if you want to throw in 2 Noblemen of Crossouts as well, and Heavy Storm MST, these are just staples. And of course 2 Rhodas with our Warriors. To help kind of make sure we see, the creator in our hand and things, we have 2 Upstart Goblins. We don't really need to worry about OTKing. Like I said, it's not really an OTK deck. You're not trying to just pump out, 8,000 damage in 1 turn, which obviously that's what OTK means. We're really just trying to see our pieces that we need, whether it's that Sinister Serpent, maybe a Sangan, or maybe just a particular monster. Also, something important now that I'm kind of thinking about it is targeting the monster happens before sending the card from your hand to the graveyard, so you can't send, say, a Demock from the creator and then special summon the Demock right away. You have to target a different monster, send the Demock from your hand to the graveyard, and then you can do it. I wonder if I could actually put Night Assailants in this deck. that'd probably be a different way to go about it. I'm going to stick with the warrior version. If you want to go more of a flip control, maybe even some thunder dragons. The only reason I don't have thunder dragons in this deck is because we already have so many lights with the creator and creator incarnate. We don't really need the lights. The thunder dragon would just be acting as a +1 that you can then, be discarding for the creator. But I just think it's not going to be doing enough in this deck. I wanted, and space is somewhat limited, so I wanted some other cards. Finally, for spells, the traps actually will quickly, Call the Haunted, Mirror Force, and Mirror Destruction. No Torrential in this deck. We want to make sure that our creator stays on the field. But then spells, couple Book of Moons, just so if we need to bring in Decrees, we have some other spell version of defense. 2 Brain Controls, because we have a good amount of tribute fodder with the creator, Demok, and Jinzo. Also can open up the door for a Don Zalug attack or something along those lines. And then, like I said, the 2 upstarts just to see stuff. Side decks, relatively standard. Couple cards for Burn and Token Thanksgiving and Mystic Walk. The 3 Sakuretsu armors, Double Decree. Mind Controls for Chaos Turbo matchup. Lightning Vortex, I don't know why. I feel like I played against Horse the other day. And I want to make sure, actually, now that I think about it, Lightning Vortex is just bad against Horse because it negates it, but it's good against King Dragoon, so we're going to leave it in for now. And then the doubles number. Actually, you know what? I'm talking myself out of it. We'll put in the Torrential Tribute, just so if we need a board wipe that is trap form, we have an extra Torrential Tribute. And then Tsukiyomi for, 1,000 times a Strict or whatever. This is the deck we're going to be running with today. Let's go ahead and join the GOAT format ladder, clicking ready, so my opponent's ready, and this button for your viewing pleasure, and I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're not having a fantastic day, well, stop watching my video, create yourself a fantastic day, and then come back and find this video. I get double the views. If you click on it twice, 2 views are better than 1. That's what my mom always told me. Opponent opens up Graceful Charity. We have double Creator Incarnate, Brain Control, Breaker, and a Snatch Steal. Playing against Ahmed 420, discards a Chaos Sorcerer and something else. A Book of Moon, okay. So right away I'm thinking Chaos Turbo of some sort. Sets a monster and 1 back row, classic Chaos Turbo dual set. Standby, looks like we can get through alright. And we will just fire off the Delinquent Duo right away, because of course we're going to. Hitting this card from my opponent's hand. Hitting a Nobleman, a Crossout. That's a little unfortunate because we really don't set anything in this deck. And discards a Torrential Tribute. Alright, that's pretty good for us. I think we'll try to get our +1 with Breaker. So we will summon the Breaker. Get the token. Try to pop this back row. It was an MST. Okay, good hit. Makes our Snatch Steal safer. And Gravekeeper's Spy will take 400 damage. He will get himself another Spy, but he can't attack over the Breaker, so we'll just pass our turn here. And if we draw a Creator, then we can special summon it with the Creator Incarnate, and that can get over the Spy. He draws Thunder Dragon for turn, most likely. Didn't actually see if that was the card, but likely would have just used it last turn, so we know Thunder Dragon ×2 in hand. Tsukiyomi is a way to get over the Breaker, and he's going to push for 2,400 damage with the Spies. That does leave one of those Spies open. We get Book of Moon. I think here Snatch Steal is probably better than Brain Control, so I think we'll go ahead and activate the Brain Control. Pay 800, take a Spy. We're not gonna, I don't want to summon the Creator because I don't want him to know what we're playing. And we'll just set Book of Moon and pass. Maybe that's a waste of getting 1,600 damage. We'll take 1,000 life points, though, from my opponent's Upstart Goblin. And he summons Breaker. We'll just Book of Moon that. This also now gets us a +1 with the Creator Incarnate. And he sets a back row and passes. I don't think I'm going to use the Nobleman a Crossout. I think we're going to summon the Creator Incarnate. Main phase 1, he's thinking. Go to battle and just try to attack. Do we get our plus? Yes, we do. And I think I don't think he's running Dust Tornado, and MST's gone. I'm going to set the Snatch Steal as a bluff. This might be a really stupid play, But he has one back row, so I don't think Heavy's coming. Oh, okay, maybe Heavy's coming. Please, no Heavy. Sets 2 back row and passes turn. We get MST. We're just going to start poking for some damage. Hit him for 16. Set MST, pass turn. Again, leaves us a little more open to a like Heavy Storm if he has like Jar of Greed. You might Jar of Greed. Okay, there's one. Regeki Break or something coming. He is in standby. So in theory, he could Regeki Break, discard a Serpent, and then get back the Serpent. There's a Regeki Break. Hitting the new back row, discarding a Thunder Dragon. So at least it's not Sinister Serpent. I'm fine with this. I hope he sets a monster. Nope, he goes ahead and banishes 2 for Chaos Sork. That's fine. Banishes the light. Yeah, so didn't want the light to hit the field. We get Premature Burial. We will go ahead, flip the Snatch Steal on Chaos Sork. Nobleman of Crossout, his face down. It was a Dekoichi. Okay, good to see that gone. And given that we have Premature Burial, I am going to summon the Creator Incarnate, because it's more damage and I can always Premature Burial it back. He takes 39. We'll pass. He will get 1,000 life points. This makes it a 2-turn clock. He has 3 cards to our kind of 2. Because Snatch Steal, obviously, like, it's a big swing, but if he were to Heavy Storm, then we're in a pretty bad position. Heavy Storm would be probably the worst. He banishes for the BLS. I think he might have top decked that. Summons Tsukiyomi. Sets the... We'll take 700. Sets the Creator Incarnate. And then 1100. So this is going to be tough. How do we get around this? Sinister Serpent I don't think is going to do it. We have Light and Dark. I think we needed BLS ourselves to top deck. I think that would have done it. He's gone through. He has still 1 Thunder Dragon in hand. I think all we can do here is just set the Sinister Serpent. We'll set Premature Burial and pass, just as a bluff. Heavy Storms, fine by me. Premature wasn't doing anything necessarily in that situation, and okay, we'll admit defeat. Not showing him the Sinister Serpent, because why would we? I think, do we bring in Decrees? I think we bring in Decree and Mind Control. Take out, like, Call of the Haunted, and Upstarts. What else is not great? All my warriors are pretty good. We saw Spy. Maybe my own Heavy Storm, because he has a lot of chainables. I think that's the play. I think that was relatively close for playing a Chaos Turbo deck against a Chaos Turbo deck. Feel like we played that as well as we could. He just had a lot of Chaos monsters, a lot of gas. You can only do so much, and we draw not a great hand, but Pot of Greed hopefully can make better. We have Ring, Decree, Pot of Greed, Double Nobleman, and Snatch Steal, drawing 2 cards from the Pot of Greed. And one of them is Graceful Charity, the other being the Creator Incarnate. We'll then Graceful Charity, drawing Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke, Book of Moon, and Mystic Tomato. Here, I think we'll discard the Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke, and maybe the Book of Moon. And with Double Nobleman, that's actually pretty good. But I want to keep the Creator Incarnate. Maybe we get rid of one nobleman. Maybe makes him more likely to set. And we'll summon the Mystic Tomato, and I think we have to take the risk and set both Decree and Ring of Destruction. We've gotten the plus from Pot of Greed, so if he does get a plus with Heavy Storm, it is what it is. He opens up with Thunder Dragon, putting a light immediately in his grave. But I want to use the ring before Decree, preferably, obviously. But I also want the Decree up in case he sets 2 or 3 back row, like Jars of Greed, and then I can just basically make him go minus with the Jar of Greeds. Or Regeki Break, even better. Like, Decree is such a good card if you can get it at the right time against a Regeki Break. Opponent, Cryo. Alright, so he's going to use Cryo. Getting rid of Mystic Tomato. Goes to battle. Perfect time to ring. Just get that off the field. And it makes using Decree all the sweeter. I just don't have to worry about it at all. Goes ahead and Nobleman Cross-Eyes. Delinquent Duos. Unfortunately, that's fine. Hitting my other Nobleman, and I think we'll get rid of the Book of Moon. Book of Moon was better when I had a Nobleman in hand. And I really want to keep the Creator Incarnate. We get an MST draw, that's fine. We'll summon the Creator Incarnate and just attack. We don't need to put the MST on the field and leave it vulnerable to a Heavy Storm. He MSTs my Royal Decree, that's unfortunate. But I'd rather, if he wants to Snatch Steal, A-okay. I don't feel like he's too likely to get more damage on board, like 1600. After Snatch Steal, we get Jinzo. That's a fantastic top deck. We'll go ahead right away and just tribute for Jinzo. And we'll attack. He has the Book of Moon. That's unfortunate. We just have to hope he doesn't have a monster over 1500 attack. Nobleman of Crossout. That's unfortunate, but what can you do? We still have a good way to clean this game up with Snatch Shield. We'll MST this new back row. Mirror Force, good hit, good hit. We get the Creator. Okay, now I'm sad that we don't have a Creator Incarnate anymore. We'll just have to pass turn. But we have Snatch Steal, like I keep saying. And with him at 3,800 life points and a Creator in hand, if we can get a monster on board, we get... That's a good one. We get a Don Zalug. And he shuffled his hand, making me think he's just going to eat... Okay, so we'll take 1,400 from Ring of Destruction. Unfortunate, but fine. He draws into his third card. But one of those is Thunder Dragon. Ooh. We get the Creator Incarnate. Okay. I think we will normal the Creator Incarnate, declare, special summon the Creator, and just attack over this monster. It was a Gravekeeper's Spy. Okay. And I think I'll keep the Snatch Steal. I think if he puts like a BLS on board, like I think Snatch Steal is going to be better than just getting one of our monsters back. But depending on what we draw next turn, we absolutely can use the Creator. He does have Light and Dark and Grave now. So that's important to note. And here comes the Chaos Monster. BLS. There's the BLS. And is that game? $700. 3,000. That's just game. Gotta love it. GG's. I can't be mad. You know, it happens. BLS is such a house of a card. I was just feeling pretty confident. Sometimes your opponent has what they need to close the game out. I guess maybe what I should have learned from that situation is maybe I shouldn't have attacked over what was likely a Dekoichi or a Dark Monster of some sort. I don't think I could have done anything. Kaiku, actually, I think, when I was looking up some deck ideas, Kaiku was a card that maybe I should have in my side deck at the very least, because that's another house of a card to bring back. You know, your opponent, you put a Kaiku on the board, your opponent has to fight through to get past the Kaiku, and then you just bring it back. Like, I think that'd be good. Also, it's a dark monster, so it helps facilitate what we want to do anyways. I do like our opening hand with Upstart Goblin, Zalug, Nobleman, Zombira, DD, Warrior Lady. We get a Mystic Tomato draw. Here, we'll start with the Upstart Goblin. Getting Book of Moon. Okay, so we have a couple options here. I think the best is probably go DD Warrior Lady and try to banish the Sangan. He does have a back row, and that's a little bit frustrating, but I think that doing that is better than trying to Book of Moon, Nobleman, then go in with Zalug. Alright. Summon of DD Warrior Lady is fine. Regeki Break. Discards a Sinister Serpent. And I think we'll just pass our turn there. The question is what he puts on board this coming turn. Gets back Sinister Serpent, so we've seen, you know, double Thunder Dragon, Sinister Serpent in hand. Tributes for Thunder Dragon. That's good because it means I can actually just beat over it with Zombira, or Book of Moon, Nobleman, summon Zalug. Probably summon Zalug, then Book of Moon, then Nobleman. Gets himself a Tsukiyomi. And given that, I think Don Zalug, especially now with Premature Burial, is going to be the play. I think we summon the Zalug. Book of Moon. This is kind of minus, but we'll get the plus back. And just try to attack and hope it's Ring of Destruction. Alright, I'll give him benefit of the doubt. He activated it pretty quickly, but I'll give him benefit of the doubt that it's in battle phase, not main phase. And I suppose we will. He has light, dark. Yeah, we'll pass our turn. What did he search with the Sangan? He just sets a back row and passes. We get Mirror Force. I think here I'll go for the Don Zalug. I like that play. Regeki breaks. I mean, they both go to the graveyard. Fine by me. We'll summon Tomato and then attack for 1400. Set Mirror Force past turn. Gets back Sinister Serpent. So we know he has one Thunder Dragon and Sinister Serpent in hand. Sets a monster. Metamorphosizes. It was the Sinister Serpent. Makes 1000 dice restrict. And I do think we're going to Mirror Force this. Just get that off the board. I don't have a great way to deal with it at the moment. Unfortunately, Zombira can't attack directly, and we get the Creator. Unfortunately, it's doing nothing at the moment, so we just have to pass turn. I probably should put Zombira on the board. Too late now. But Zombira would at least be a big body that he is very unlikely to be able to attack through. But I'll take 300 damage that we can get. We get Nobleman across that. We'll put Zombira on the board. Do I try to attack? Yeah, we do. We'll do some damage. He takes 18. We are now sitting at 19, but that's still bigger than probably anything in his deck. He's not running warriors or anything. I mean, he sets a monster and metamorphosizes. So we're going to be taking 2100. Because obviously 1000 restrict, it doesn't take into account the attack that Zombira has lost. It's just the original attack. And we get Call of the Haunted. That's not a terrible card. We can get the DD Warrior Lady back. Goes to battle. We'll flip Call. Try to get ourselves the DD Warrior Lady. And he might just then go to main phase 2, summon Sook. Alright, so we'll banish it, but we will take 600. He sets a monster. We get Tribe Infecting Virus. We'll summon the Tribe. Activate Nobleman. Oh, okay, so he's likely running the Apprentice Magician. No real reason to run. He's running 2 Old Vindictives. Very interesting. You don't see that every day. We will try to attack for 16. Call of the Haunted. Brings back Thunder Dragon. Yeah, we have to main phase 2 pop the Thunder Dragon. Discard the creator. We unfortunately show him the creator. He will be able to just attack over the tribe with Tsukiyomi. But if we could have rammed, maybe ramming was slightly better, and we keep the creator in case we draw a creator incarnate, and we also just don't show it to him. But if we ram and he has any monster that is more than 1200 attack, we just lose. Magician of Faith gets him back in Metamorphosis. Alright, and we're just going to admit defeat because, let me just make sure, he's used, yeah, 2000 die, so we know we have another. We can't do anything about that. Okay. We'll bring in Decrees, because those are good. Take out the Call of the Haunted. Brain Control, maybe? Book of Moons. Better. Yeah, I'll take out a Brain Control. He's setting a lot of monsters. Maybe the other Brain Control put in Mind. Maybe take out... Jinzo's still fine. But I do want to bring in a Mind Control. Maybe we'll put one Brain Control back in. No, actually, not Brain Control. We'll do Tsukiyomi. So you're playing a Chaos Control. Didn't see any Scapegoats. So it might just be Metamorphoses for Chaos Sorcerers and Sinister Serpents. We open up Delinquent Duo right away, of course. We also have the DD Warrior Lady, Tsukiyomi, Rhoda, Nobleman, and Snatch Steel. Discard a Thunder Dragon. That's pretty... 2 Thunder Dragons. Okay, so he opened up 2, but that's actually fine by me. And I think we will summon the DD Warrior Lady in pass turn, because it's just a good defensive card. Puts the body on the field, uses our normal summon resource. He has Delinquent Duo of his own. Hitting Snatch Steel. And I think we'll get rid of Tsukiyomi. Rhoda might have been better, given the fact that we have Sook and Nobleman. And he just passes turn. We get Graceful Charity. Interesting. Here, yeah, we'll activate the Graceful right away. See what we can get. Get MST, Creator Incarnate, Mind Control. I think we'll discard the Creator Incarnate, put a light right in the graveyard. And I think Nobleman. I think Mind Control's slightly better than Nobleman. We'll MST this back row. Phoenix Swing. Alright. Unfortunate, but we do run him out of cards. I think we just pass turn. I'll eat 1900, but that's fine. And this is kind of why, because if he draws a back row, then we can pop it with his own breaker. We draw DD Warrior Lady. We'll take the breaker. Attempt to pop. It's a creature swap. Alright, perfect. He has no cards in hand, so no need to use the Rhoda for a Don Zalug. Pot of Greed. That's a nice top deck. Sets a monster and will banish. We get BLS. That's a good card. First and foremost, we'll of course Rhoda for, I think, the Exiled. Popping Apprentice Magician. Okay, that's a nice card to hit. And I do think we'll go ahead here and banish a light and a dark. Just put him on a 2-turn clock. Be aggressive. He has a lot of discard traps, and if it's a discard trap, then it's dead. Sets a monster, metamorphosizes. Okay. So, now we're on the 2-turn clock, but I think that was a play I just had to make. We get Book of Moon. Okay, keeps us alive 1 turn at the very least. Sets a back row. I'm sure he's going to go to battle phase. We'll Book of Moon. Put that BLS back in the graveyard. If we draw a monster, we can attack over. We get Creator Incarnate. Okay, so we have to get over this 1,000 Eyes Restrict. We'll each take 16. Not attack, go to grave. And we're at 400. He draws a back row, though. Puts up the 1,000 Eyes. We get Jinzo, okay. So, top deck mode. But by flipping 1,000 Eyes, he actually can't attack. So we're in a decent position, but we can't summon anything. Because he would just suck it up with 1,000 Eyes. And he's running Phoenix Swing, which I believe is only and Regeki Break. Call of the Haunted. GG's. We get Sangan. Yeah, nothing was really going to help us in that position. 33 minutes. I do want to do one more. These are going pretty quick. I just want to summon the Creator and use its effect. This is a Creator video, and we haven't gotten it on the field. No, we did get it on the field once, but we never used its effect. Alright, we win the rock, paper, scissors. Wanna know what's been wrong? I haven't said good luck, have fun to my opponent. That's why we've been losing. You gotta be courteous. Playing Depringo? Derpingo. Alright, Exile to Jinzo, Ring, Serpent, Snatch, Steal, Pot of Greed. Gotta love opening up Pot of Greed. We get MST, Don Zalug. I think we go ahead, set Zalug, set Ring, pass turn. Snatch, Steal, Jinzo is a good combo. Exile Force is a good card. Ring's a good card. He opens up... All my opponents just are freaking opening up Thunder Dragon like crazy. Delinquent Duo. Hitting MST. And, of course, we'll discard the Serpent. Mind controls my Don Zalug. perfectly fine by me. Flips up the Zalug, but he can't attack, so that's no problem. And we get Creator Incarnate. Stand by. Get back Sinister Serpent. We'll go ahead and summon Exiled Force. Popping his monster. Knight Assailant. Fantastic. And we'll rip a card out of his hand. Hitting this card. Ooh, hit a Chaos Sork. Perfect. Love to see that. He draws Pot of Greed, so we've seen 2 Trinity pieces. 5 cards to my 6, but we saw a Trinity piece too, so it's A-okay. Though he's seen 2, I've seen 1. Sets a back row and a monster, a nice little T set. Standby. Main, we'll go ahead and Upstart Goblin. Get Delinquent Duo of our own. He's thinking. You should gain 1,000 as well. We'll go ahead then and just summon. Do we think it's... I think what we do is we set the Sinister Serpent, try to set up for the Jinzo next turn. Make him maybe think it's a Don Zalug. Obviously, a little vulnerable to a Nobleman. He sets a monster and passes turn. We get Rhoda. I do think in this scenario, going Rhoda for the Mystic Swordsman level 2 is going to be better than anything else. We'll attack that monster. Magical Merchant, okay. He already had Light and Dark Engrave, so don't need to be worried about that, and we'll pass our turn there. Also, before putting Jinzo on the board, we can hopefully use this Ring of Destruction. It is unfortunate that we didn't see the Delinquent Duo. But we actually know he has double Thunder Dragon in hand. He Noblemans that he top decked, gets rid of the Sinister Serpent. That's unfortunate. Pops my Mystic Swordsman level 2, tributes it off for a Thunder Dragon. He's not attacking. We get the Creator. Ooh, okay. So how much damage can we do here? 23 plus 1,000. 23 plus 16, 39 plus 1,000. Again, we can't discard Jinzo and then special summon it. That or we just Snatch Steal. This is really tough. I think the play is summon Don Zalug, Snatch Steal, and just go for 3,000 damage. Declare. Hitting that card from my opponent's hand. Hitting the Sinister Serpent. Fine. And then we'll just pass turn. He gains 1,000. Gets back his Sinister Serpent. Both Knight Assailants are gone. Sets a monster and a back row. We get Upstart Goblin. I think the play here is Tribute for Jinzo. Try to attack over this monster. It's the Sinister Serpent. Ripping that card from my opponent's hand. Hit the last Thunder Dragon and we'll pass turn. All I ask is that you don't just go to... Okay, he sets... And we get Tribe Infecting Virus. Okay, perfect. Summon the Creator Incarnate. Declare. Special the Creator. Declare. Target. We'll go exiled. Send upstart. Not declare, special summon. Alright, so we get the win. Perfect. We saw Phoenix Wings. We're seeing a lot. I'm gonna do what I've done before. Take out the upstarts. A lot of flip monsters. Let's bring in some mind controls. We'll take out... He has a lot of chainables. Take out Heavy Storm. Opening hand, Breaker, the Creator, Mind Control, Mystic Swordsman level 2, and Sangan. I like this opening hand. This hand isn't bad. He has Thunder Dragon. I think my opponents have opened up Thunder Dragon every single game. 3 matches, every single game I think they've had Thunder Dragon to start. The only time my opponent didn't activate it is when I Delinquent Duo'd them and they already had 2 in hand. And to follow up, the double Thunder Dragon gets Graceful Charity, though he's not discarding the Thunder Dragons right away. So Knight Assailant and Magical Merchant, so he just chooses to get a +1 by discarding the Knight Assailant. Makes total sense. Sets a monster and a back row. 3 back row. We get Premature Burial. Alright. I think my thought process here is try to attack this monster with Mystic Swordsman level 2. If it doesn't go through, then I have Mind Control follow-up. Try to attack. Ring of Destruction. Fine by me. We each take 900. And then I'll Mind Control. Spell Shield type 8. Was not expecting that. Okay, well... Can't really do anything else, so we'll pass turn. But we do have Premature Burial next turn. Okay, maybe not. It's Breaker, and I think we'll discard the Sangan. Flips Magical Merchant, getting a Mind Control. Fine by me. I suppose Mind Control is actually kind of cool with the Creator. Tributes for a Thunder Dragon. Special summons Chaos Sork. We'll be taking 3,900. And we get Book of Moon. So what do we have in Grave? I think we have to go Premature, pay 800, get Mystic Swordsman level 2. Go to battle. Activate Moon on the Sork. And attack the Sork and hope it goes through. It does. And we'll just pass turn. I mean, this is... Okay. I mean... Yeah, what's that? 14 plus 16. Okay, admit defeat. There's no point playing that one out. Done siding. Okay. Final game. Let's see if we can get a match win. Solid opening hand. We have Sangan, DD Warrior Lady, Jinzo, BLS, Exiled Force. We'll summon the Sangan, set the ring. We have a great way. Hopefully he just summons a monster. We can Ring of Destruction. Then Tribute for Jinzo next turn. MST. In a way, that's fine. He sets a monster. And card destructions. Are you serious? Alright, discards. 3, draws 3, sets 1 back row, passes turn. We get Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. I think we'll start by Noblemening. Hitting Magician of Faith. Love to see that. I think we'll just go for pressure. Summon the Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. And try to swing. Ring of Destructions. Fine by me. We'll set MST and pass turn. End phase, we'll just MST that card. Desert Sunlight, okay. Get Dawn Zalug. We'll summon the Zalug. Hit for 24 and rip a card from his hand. Zalug is my favorite card. It's just so powerful. Hits Heavy Storm. Alright, so I can freely set back row now. He has no Chaos Monster live. Well, now he does. But we have tried to deal with that. There's the Chaos Sork. I imagine he'll banish the Sangan. Yep. And we know he has 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. We get Graceful Charity. We'll activate the Graceful right away. Getting Demok, Rhoda, Zombira. I think we'll discard Demok and Zombira. Then we will go, we have game. We'll just summon Tribe, declare, and we can swing for game. GG's. That was solid. I liked that. I mean, obviously I like it because I won, but it just feels good when you beat a Chaos player. You know, everyone's playing Chaos. Just, I don't mind it. I really don't. You know, I know some people actually got, when I did my discussion video the other day, you know, someone was saying how they were quitting GOAT format locals because all their, you know, people who go to the locals just play Chaos Turbo or Chaos Control, you know, the same few decks, and he wants to play fun stuff. And frankly, I don't get it. I mean, I completely do. You want to play the meta, you want to play the best cards, but on GOAT, like, it's a ladder. Like, just play some fun stuff. I get if you're really practicing for a tournament of some sort, but how can you just play the same thing over and over and over again and have, you know, fun? Yeah, just play some cool things every now and again. It's, you know, it's not going to be as good. I'm not trying to argue the creator is ever going to be better than Chaos Turbo, but I just can't, like, I'd go insane if I just played 5,000 matches with Chaos Turbo and never played anything else. Or, you know, even if it's like Chaos Turbo Warriors and Chaos Control. I need to mix it up. That's just the way my brain works. Let me know what you guys think. Can you play the same deck over and over and over again, or do you like to mix it up? Obviously, you know my answer, as I just said it. Thank you all for watching. I am the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scrub. Goodbye.